Hi, this is Omar from DepressionHero.com, where I show you how I beat depression, and I think you can too, using the same techniques that I've learned. And I'm standing here in Toronto, and it's winter, it's very cold, and I'm standing in front of a shop called Christopson's. And Christopson's is very famous in Toronto for all of their smoked salmon. In fact, they've been voted best smoked salmon in Toronto. I'm here to talk to you about the relationship between salmon and depression. And what this video is about is what we can learn from salmon and salmon's behavior in our fight with depression. And you may think, wow, that's so weird. What is that relationship? And you may also think that it has to do with how salmon has a lot of omega-3 essential fatty acids. And studies have shown that these omega-3 essential fatty acids can improve your mood, and they can improve your cognitive function, your thinking, and get you out of that fog. And that is true, but actually that's not the purpose of this video. And salmon has some very specific behavior to reproduce. Imagine this. Imagine swimming for as much as 2,000 miles just to go back to the same exact spot in the stream where you were born so you can lay your eggs. That's what salmon do. So we had the great fortune of having the owner of Christopson's come out, and I asked Andres Greenberg to talk to you about the behavior of salmon and how they actually reproduce. So Andres, welcome.
Thank you very kindly. I'm flattered. Flattered to be here and answer any questions that I can for you.
Thank you. I mean, I just had some of your salmon and it's absolutely delicious. And, you know, I'm making this video on depression and looking at how the behavior of salmon, how they travel for thousands of miles, what can we learn from them and apply those lessons to depression? So could you tell us about what salmon do to reproduce?
Well, basically salmon have a GPS system that identifies where they were born, and then as they grow, this system helps them to know when to return to that spot. They can travel for, literally tens of hundreds of thousands of miles. These fish migrate from the North Pole down to the California coast, okay? And back,
that's amazing.
That is, and it's astounding when you stop to think about it.
What I'm trying to do is capture the lesson from the salmon, that they're traveling all these thousands of miles just to procreate and reproduce. And I think humans can do the same thing, not for the reproduction, but just to find that energy within themselves to solve whatever problem it is. And in the case of depression, finding that innate energy to the drive and the desire and the determination, let's say, to actually break through their habit of depression.
Salmon can adapt. I mean, like, they never had salmon in the South, to my knowledge, okay? They didn't have salmon in South America until some of the farms migrated and took fish down to farm them in South America. And now there's a wild salmon fishery. There's a wild fishery there. I don't know if it's good enough to make up for wild, but there's so many farms down there and so many fish get out of captivity that now they have found themselves a whole new place to go and find the sources to which they have to go to lay the eggs in an area that is safe for them. Wow. As free to be able to grow and then go down the river, go and grow up in the ocean, and then return again, only this time in South America.
It's really loud here, and it's also very cold, and there's been a lot of streetcars going by, and I've had to do this take several times. So let's just go inside and we'll continue the discussion inside and learn how we can apply some of the same principles that I've learned from salmon in our fight with depression, because it's really, really cool. And just learning about this will just open your eyes about what nature is all about and what we can learn from nature. Okay? So let's go inside and warm up. Welcome. So that feels so much better to be inside this warm home as opposed to the freezing cold that I was in Toronto. As we heard from Andres, salmon go thousands and thousands of miles to go back to their stream to reproduce, and they're very adaptable. So why am I telling you all this about salmon? It's because we can learn from nature. Human beings are part of nature. You are a part of nature. And there's ways that you can learn from nature all around you. And I'm just using salmon as an example because I love eating salmon. And this is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the innate desire, the innate determination, the innate instinct for reproduction that the salmon has. As human beings, we have also innate instincts. And for us, it's also survival. Otherwise, the human race would have been extinct a long time ago after volcanoes and wars and all kinds of natural disasters. But we're still here. Why? Because human beings have an innate problem-solving ability that keeps them alive. We have innate survival skills. We have innate problem-solving skills. I mean, we've gone to the moon. We've sent a spaceship to Mars. We've split the atom and made these atomic bombs. And you think that we cannot conquer depression? Of course we can. Of course we can. You've just forgotten your innate ability. And so that's why I'm telling you about salmon, to remind you that you, as a human being, as part of nature, you have these instinctive abilities as well. You've just forgotten that you have them. You've also have this negative thinking going on that is clouding your vision, and it's not allowing you to think clearly. It's separating you from your true abilities, which means it's preventing you from taking action. So what I really want you to get from this video is to be able to reconnect with your inner desire, your inner determination to solve any problem that you have. And in this case, it's depression. And imagine when you were younger and you wanted to learn to drive, what did you do? You actually learned to drive. You actually did it, okay, because you had a strong desire for it. The desire is an emotional component. Intellectually, you know what you have to do, but emotionally, something is stopping you. And part of that has to do with the negative conversation in your head that's completely clouding your vision and creating these false beliefs that you have, that everything is hopeless and there's no way you can be helped and this kind of stuff. Here's what you can do. Just really, really, really reflect on your innate ability to solve problems, your innate ability for survival. Just really connect with that, because that's the first step, desire. And desire encompasses beliefs, encompasses determination, but it's the inner part of you. It's the inner part, okay? So use the salmon as your teacher. Use it as your teacher to remind yourself every time you have salmon or every time you see salmon in a restaurant that that salmon has gone thousands of miles. That salmon has adapted to its environment, and that salmon can teach you to get out of your depression, okay? So I'll see you in the next video. Remember, you can do it. You can do it. You just have to believe you can. So take care.
Good luck in this mission, because it's a very worthy one, I must say.
You know what? Yeah, it's so many people are suffering, and
yeah.
you know, I just want to make a difference.
Yeah, and I wish you luck with it.
Thank you.
Thank you.